This is a packed one for you today, so we're just going to get rolling right after it. Crew, let's ranch it up. Good day, everyone, and thanks for riding with us as we ranch it up. I'm Jeff Tigger Erhardt.
And I'm Rebecca Wanner, a.k.a. Bec.
A big thank you goes out to our very powerful Ranch It Up lineup, the American Gelbvieh Association, the Tri-State Livestock News, the Farmer and Rancher Exchange, and the Fence Post, Abrahamson Rodeo Company, the Devil's Lake Shootout Rodeo. We're going to hear more about that coming up in just a few minutes. Westway Feed Products, Neogen, Allied Genetic Resources, LivestockMarket.com, EquineMarket.com, AuctionTime.com, RFD TV, the Cowboy Channel, and Wrangler.
Hey, everybody. We've got lots of information coming up today, so let's get rolling. We're going to have info on hay and hay prices, cattle sale updates, listener questions are getting answered, adding value to your weaned calves, and lots more, so don't go anywhere.
Cow Country News, you know, the cow stuff.
Here's our top news story. Many are saying be cautious about your fall hay purchases. Heading to the Tri-State Livestock News for this update. With hay in short supply and expensive, some dishonest people are taking advantage of that situation and of ranchers in dire need of feed. There are some outright scammers who want money up front, but do not actually have hay to sell. And some people misrepresent the hay they have for sale, saying it's better quality than what it actually is, wanting more money than what it is worth. That, according to Kyle Hamilton from TK Freight in Upton, Wyoming. Through his business, Hamilton hauls a lot of hay and sometimes brokers hay for his customers. He recommends taking time to hop in your car and go look at the hay that's being advertised. He goes on to say, meet the people. He also said that sometimes an ad is fairly obviously a scam. Kyle said if they advertise a certain type of forage that doesn't typically grow in that area or a mix of grasses that don't grow in the same season, that's a clue. Tim Brandyberry from Honeydew Hay Farms out in Wichita, Kansas says it pays to be cautious when buying hay from someone you don't know. He goes on to say if the ad looks too good to be true, that's a red flag. If they won't actually talk to you and only communicate through text messages, that's another flag. If they ask for money up front before you can actually meet someone or look at the hay, that's a big red flag. Here's an update from Bales Hay Sales out of Buckeye, Arizona, confirming the need to know what we are getting for hay and with an update on the hay situation in the Southwest.
Hi, this message is for anybody that gets their hay, alfalfa or Bermuda grass out of the southwestern United States. We're super low on hay. Monsoon season came in 2 weeks early and it brought a lot more rain and wind than it has in previous years. A lot of farmers, most farmers are going to miss out on 2 full cuttings. The cuttings we do have are not very pretty, just old hay or hay that got rained on. So keep that in mind when you're buying hay from your broker or the farmer you get your hay from or the feed store. What also is going to happen is the prices are going to continue to climb. The quality is not going to reflect the price. We're going to have grassier hay. We're going to have weedier hay. So if you get some nice alfalfa, but it's got some grass in it, just be happy with it. If you get some decent alfalfa, it's got a weed or two in it, just be happy with it. That's all we have right now. That's all most farmers are going to have for a while. Hopefully, next spring will be a nice dry spring and we'll start making nice hay.
Thank you, Trevor. Trevor Bales with Bales Hay Service out of Buckeye, Arizona. Now, here are some hay prices for you heading up north to Corsica, South Dakota. All of the prices I have is by round bales, all rounds, and sold by the ton. Alfalfa, $150 to $190 a ton. Grass hay, $115 to $185, and then straw bales in Corsica, South Dakota, $90 to $150 per ton. Rock Valley Hay Auction in Rock Valley, Iowa. Large rounds, grass hay, $110 to $220 a ton. Large rounds, alfalfa hay. This is a combo of first and second cutting, anywhere from $182.5 all the way up to $257.5 per ton. Large rounds of a mix of alfalfa and grass in Iowa at $195. Large rounds of corn stalks at $85 up to $100 per ton. On to some summaries from Texas. Large rounds. This is grass hay, various Bermuda, sorghum, triticale, fair to higher quality, anywhere from $230 up to $310 per ton. Just as Trevor said, that stuff going up and up and up and up and up. Shipshewana, Indiana, large rounds of alfalfa and grass mix, $150 to $185. That's medium quality. Heading to Washington, large squares of alfalfa, $330 to $380 per ton, and then large squares of grass hay, $165 up to $340 per ton, and that $340 is for that Timothy grass, of course. Share your reports with us. You can email us at ranchitupshow@gmail.com. You can text us at 707-RANCH20. That's 707-726-2420. You can always call and leave a message there as well. And, of course, you can message us over any of the social media apps on Instagram or Facebook at Ranch It Up Show.
Mark Van Zee with LivestockMarket.com and AuctionTime.com. Coming up this Wednesday, September 7th, we have an all-class cattle and sheep online auction. 665 head across 26 lots. Bidding opens at $10 a head on livestock and just $10 a bale on hay. All lots are no reserve and will sell to the highest bidder. Featured lots include 40 Angus Charolais cross bred cows and pairs. 10 are pairs, the other 30 are bred to Hereford and Brangus bulls, 2 to 5 years old, 5 to 8 months bred in Corsicana, Texas. 32 black and black baldy cows, 4 to 7 years old, second and third stages, they'll weigh 1175 from Far West Farms in Kingston, Missouri. 19 Angus Charolais cross feeder calves, 9 heifers, 10 steers, 30 days weaned, weighing 375 from Hank McGowan Cattle in McCool Junction, Nebraska. 12 black and black baldy bred cows, 3 to 5 years old, weighing 800 to 1,100 pounds, preg checked. They'll start calving March 1st from Pleasant Valley Farm near Oklahoma City. 300 head of Ram Brulé, Tarkey, Polypay cross bred ewes, bred to Ram Brulé and Suffolk's rams, vaccinated, ultrasounded, and dewormed, mouthed and bagged at weaning. They're split into 25 head lots for bidding and gate cuts from Circle C in Hartford, South Dakota. 250 white Dorper exposed ewe lambs, split into 50 head lots for bidding and gate cuts, weighing 110 to 120. They've been running with white bucks from Hermanos Land and Livestock in Sonora, Texas. We've also got one horse on this sale, a 3-year-old sorrel thoroughbred gelding. He's kid safe, rides out well, goes through the water no problem, from Ballard Equine in Jonesville, Virginia. On the hay side, we're selling 1,175 bales across 10 lots. 5 34-bale lots of large round grass hay in Nietzsche, North Dakota. Another 3 semi-truck loads at 34-bale lots, large round alfalfa, net wrap, no rain, new crop, bales weigh around 1,100 pounds, also in Nietzsche, North Dakota. I got 168 bales of large round grass. These are 5x6, twine tied. They weigh about 1,300 pounds. They're in Redfield, South Dakota. And 735, that's a small dry van load, of small square wheat straw bales. They're in 21 bale bundles. They're 34-inch bales. They're about 35 pounds. Delivery is available, or they will help load you out. That's from J&M Farms in Littlestown, Pennsylvania. Bidding is currently open. See pictures, videos of these lots and more on LivestockMarket.com or AuctionTime.com. Bidding closes on Wednesday, September 7th.
Before we head to break, we want to tell you about a new additional weekly episode that's going to be coming out on the podcast side. So those of you that subscribe and listen each and every week, you've asked us to have more information about sale barns. You want to know the numbers. You want to know the cattle sales. So we're going to be launching that here very shortly.
That's right. We all want to see more numbers, especially during times like this as we're trying to make our planning ahead and such. So Tigger and I are going to be coming up with a weekly bonus report that's going to come out.
Bonus report.
And it will be
That's the best way of saying it. Yeah.
immediately as soon as we release it every week, somewhere in the middle of the week.
Now, don't worry. We're still going to have those reports right here on the Ranch It Up Show. We're just going to be going into a little bit more detail because you have spoken, we have listened, and we are happy to oblige. So now, stick around. We're going to talk about adding value to your calves coming up right after this.
Cowboys.
You got it. I'm pro rodeo announcer Jeff Tigger Erhardt. Join me September 9th through the 11th at the Quentin Burdick Sports Arena in Devils Lake, North Dakota for the Devils Lake Shootout Rodeo. Can't make the action? No problem. Watch live on darntv.com. Brought to us in part by the World Champions Rodeo Alliance, Abrahamson Rodeo Company, and Darn TV. September 9th through the 11th in Devils Lake, North Dakota. Want a full-service rodeo entertainment production enterprise? Abrahamson Rodeo Company. Head to abrahamsonrodeo.com and Abrahamson Rodeo Company on Facebook. Abrahamson Rodeo Company. You're looking at those calves and you're seeing all the hard work pay off. Vaccinations and herd health and management, genetics, marketing, and nutrition. Keep nutrition simple with Westway Feed products. You can count on Westway. WestwayFeed.com. Neogen, the partner you need.
Some of our best products and improvements come from producers. And if they've got an idea on maybe how we can help, we'd like to hear what they have to say. Contact us directly. Go to neogen.com. We're more than happy to help.
Neogen, the partner you now have. Gelbvieh and Balancer, maternal efficiency and moderate mature size are a few of the strengths of Gelbvieh. Longevity, fertility, pounds of calf weaned per cow exposed are all part of that picture. Gelbvieh and Balancer, the continental breed of choice. Let's get it on. Cattle Battle. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for staying with us. Truly, a cattle battle is what we've got going on today. Justin from Kansas, he writes in and has a few comments for our guest that we had on last week, Greg Hastings, the Senior Director of Project Management and Business Development for Neogen. Last week, we introduced the D3X needle, fully detectable all the way down to the farm level. Now, Justin says we have seen our consumers becoming more aware of what we are doing on the farm and ranch, and they want to know how we are raising our meat animals and also want to make darn sure that they are handled and harvested humanely and with dignity. The consumer is who we are working for, and they are much more aware today than they were yesterday. We need to always remember that. Justin, thanks for writing in with that. I couldn't agree with you more. Now, Greg, I appreciate you just coming back with us real quick and commenting, if you would, please, on that statement from one of our listeners.
Exactly right. I couldn't have said that better, especially as we move to more branded beef products. You know, traceability goes back to the farm, and ranchers are investing in the highest quality genetics they can to produce that product. You know, a thing as simple as a needle and syringe is often overlooked, but if you've taken that time to invest the time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears in your herd, you know, I would challenge you. You want to do the very best you can to help create that story around your brand and provide brand protection to ensure that consumer gets the highest quality cut they can buy.
Thank you so much, Greg. Now on to adding some potential value of our calves. Now there's lots of programs out there. We've talked about them a lot, from Top Dollar to the Feeder Profit Calculator, NHTC, GAP Certified, All Natural, Breed Verification. Those are all great programs. I encourage you to take advantage of as many as you can that apply. But let's go just a little bit deeper, shall we? Let's take some of that guesswork out and partner with Neogen and how to add some more potential to those calves. Here's more with Dr. Jamie Corder, Technical Service Manager with Neogen.
We've seen kind of an increase in the ask or the need for basically genomic verification on load lots of cattle. And it's a really simple thing to do. You send in a DNA test, right? And buyers are a lot more willing or wanting to pay premiums for cattle that already have that risk taken out, right? The risk and the unknown of, we know more about this animal than just it's black-hided and it's sired by a good carcass terminal sire.
Right.
And so we came up with at Neogen a program called Igenity Branded. Most popularly, that program, those load lots are marketed through Superior, but we're willing to partner with anybody, any local sale barn that's wanting to recognize the genomic value of a load lot of calves. But basically, we qualify cattle as either elite, premium, or choice based on the genetic results and how high they rank on a terminal index. And last year, I think we had, quite a few load lots go through the Superior sale, and we were seeing about $56 a premium head on this cattle.
And you said that was last year.
That was last year.
Okay,
yeah.
So that isn't even this year of what things could be. So that leads me to my first question, which is, how familiar are buyers with the program?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think, this would be, if memory serves, the third year of the program, right? So it's still in its infancy. But the benefit for Igenity Brandon is that on the tail of programs like Top Dollar or Angus Link, I mean, it's kind of around that same thing. Buyers are starting to see the benefit of validated load lots of cattle and known genetics, just knowledge of the cattle that they're buying. And so while Igenity Branded hasn't been around a long time, genetically verified programs have. But the difference here is that instead of just qualifying cattle based on the sire, right, based on the DNA of the sire of the calf crop, this is based on the DNA of the calf itself. And so we've talked multiple times before about how there's a lot of variation that goes into the DNA passed from a sire down to its progeny. On average, we're pretty good at predicting if it's a good sire, it's going to be a good calf. But what Igenity Branded's able to do is by running either Igenity beef or Igenity feeder on an animal itself, you can pick out the outliers. And those that truly are going to perform well in a feedlot setting, and gain those premiums that otherwise you may not have known about.
Here's one of the things I love about working with Neogen is we can, I don't want to say a la carte, but you have the ability to really come in to talk with me and kind of do that consultation of what is kind of the best program to really start with, where maybe we eventually want to get somewhere in the future, but this is where we can start and we can get things moving. That's one of the things I love about Neogen is its adaptability and versatility of moving this way, chucking and jiving over this way, which leads me to my other question is walk me through the process of what I need to do potentially or what I could potentially do this fall. And how long does that process take?
Sure. So I think it's really about, you say a la carte, and it really is about where you are in the adoption of the technology and where you feel the most comfortable for your operation. But for me, if I was to do this tomorrow, I would run Igenity beef on all my replacement heifers, 50% of my calf crop, because that is our replacement heifer profile, and it gives you 16, now 17 traits and 3 indexes that help you select and rank the replacement heifers based on the traits that are important to you on your operation. And so you're really getting the return on that investment just on selecting replacements. But the beauty about Igenity Branded is if you test 35% of your calf crop, so in this case, if you test the heifers, you can automatically qualify the steer mates of that same calf crop for the program.
Okay, I see how
Yeah, so the investment of the $29 per animal on the heifers, you get free marketing on the steers.
So really, this is the kind of the heart and soul of the partnership with Neogen is doing this year after year after year. We're building another stair step, and building this genetic portfolio, if you will, of what we're raising.
Absolutely. Not only for the breeder themselves, but for the buyer. Right. I think that's really where these genetic programs are taking off, is that the buyers are starting to see, hey, these genetically qualified cattle do perform better than those other load lots, that I'm buying. And I'm seeing that return on investment and the profit that I'm making. So I'm more willing to invest extra money in those load lots the day that I buy them.
Science is science and numbers don't lie.
Absolutely. We always talk about that. 5-6 years ago, we were talking about, hey, this technology exists in the seed stock industry, and it's going to be great when the commercial guys can use it.
Right.
Well, now the commercial guys are using it, and we're saying it's going to be great when the feeders can use it, and we're getting there. And it's super exciting.
Hey, Doc, before I turn you loose, how long does it take for us to get some results back? How do we go about applying Igenity beef and using that in our marketing program?
As with anything, regardless, once you send in the samples, it takes about 3 or 4 weeks to get the results. But I would highly recommend working with the Neogen territory manager. If you sell cattle through Superior, working with your Superior rep, they're familiar with the program as well, because getting the data back and sorting the cattle and figuring out, where you qualify, making sure the marketing's there, that takes a lot of time as well.
Dr. Jamie Corder with Neogen, always a pleasure. Now, to learn more about how to partner with Neogen, head to neogen.com to find that rep near you. Kirk, the numbers, and more coming up after the break. The Tri-State Livestock News, what ranchers read. Stop by your local sale barn or livestock center and grab the latest issue of the Tri-State Livestock News.
From the latest cattle market reports to various news stories within the ag industry, the Tri-State Livestock News covers it all. You can also check us out at tsln.com. And for those of you that might be interested in subscriptions or advertising, please give me a call, Tracy Hawk, at 406-951-3211. The Tri-State Livestock News, what ranchers read.
We are a Westway feed family of nearly 300 people working together to deliver over 2 million tons of product to our customers annually.
We are Westway. Together as a team, we're working together to do great things to feed the people of this country.
At Westway, yes, it's about our feed, but it starts with passion.
Hey, it's Mark Banzi with LivestockMarket.com, EquineMarket.com, and AuctionTime.com. Give us a call, 844-775-4762, or look us up online at LivestockMarket.com.
Start today at LivestockMarket.com. Neogen, the partner you need.
We are very deep with providing genomic testing. We are very involved in biosecurity and animal safety. If you have questions or concerns, contact your animal health distributor. Contact us directly. Go to Neogen.com. We're more than happy to help.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for staying with us. Kirk Donsbach, StoneX Financial Incorporated. Kirk, what's going on with the numbers here? Because we are getting closer and closer to baller time, to weaning time.
It is indeed getting closer. Matter of fact, we just started our fall jobs yesterday, giving a round of preconditioning shots as the weather starts to turn.
When is the Donsbach Ranch? When are you going to be moving your calves?
So they ship October 12th. Got a little bit of time out in front of us yet, but we got quite a bit of preconditioning to do. And, you know, in our country, the bigger group that we'll do next week takes about 10 days to make sure we get all those with shots. So we got a little bit of work out in front of us for sure.
Got it. So what's the numbers looking like?
As of Friday, August 26th, September feeders closed 181.95. That's down $3.12.5 on the week, with the CME feeder index at 182.25. Up $3.04 on the week, leaving our basis a positive 5 cents, so 0.05 versus September. That is a significant change from anything we've talked about before. I would just recommend our listeners to take note of that change in the basis. October live closed 143.05. That's down $2.22.5 on the week, with cash trading 142 to 143 in the south, 145 to 149 in the north, and you'll notice that the spread between the north and the south has started to narrow. Our 5-area weighted average was 144.54, down $2.22 on the week, leaving that basis at positive $3.74 over August, not September. The August feeder chart has expired. The August live has not. The weekly slaughter was 678,000 head, up 17,000 on the week, and 25,000 over the same week last year, with choice boxes 238.76, down $3.48 on the week. For those listeners that get my newsletter, they'll notice that I talked quite a bit about the technical chart damage that has occurred this last week. I would recommend all those listeners out there that don't get my newsletter to subscribe. And they can do that by texting cattle, CATTLE, to 33777. And it'll go over that chart damage. To wrap this up, December corn closed at 665 on Friday, up 41 3/4 cents on the week. A lot of that bullishness is coming out of the Pro Farmer Crop Tour that is coming out with lower bushels per acre than the USDA had. Now, I will kind of say that is not uncommon for the Crop Tour to have lower numbers than the USDA.
So, quick question, Kirk, before we say fairly well. When we're going through your newsletter, if we just don't understand something, I mean really don't understand it, where you almost got to hold our hand, are you okay with us giving you a call and saying, Kirk, I don't understand this, and I don't know what what you're saying, I don't know what that means?
Absolutely. I would recommend that and actually enjoy that. I would suggest an email is the easiest way for me to communicate, as I can get around to that when I get to it. And my email would be on the bottom of all the newsletters, along with my phone numbers.
Thank you, Kirk. Now mark this one for the books. Next week, Friday through Sunday, join us in Devil's Lake, North Dakota for the Devil's Lake Shootout Rodeo. Now, I know you're not going to probably come up, over, or down to Devil's Lake, North Dakota, but since I'm going to be announcing,
and I'm going to be spinning the tunes,
and you're working the music, it's going to be broadcast live over darntv.com.
How cool is that? You can catch us from anywhere.
That's right. Just log into darn, DARNTV.com. Come and follow us along in all the rodeo action. Then you get to see Tigger and Bec do what they do, and, of course, watch all of the contestants, that is. That's September 9th, 10th, and 11th. Now, one of our bullfighters called in to tell us just a little bit more.
Hey, Tigger and Bec, it's Brandon Padilla. I'm bullfighting at the NDRA Shootout Rodeo in Devil's Lake, North Dakota, September 9th, 10th, and 11th. Just calling to tell your listeners, make sure to catch it on Darn TV if they aren't able to make it up here to Devil's Lake. There's going to be lots of rodeo action. We're going to be looking at the top contestants from the NDRA, the top contestants from the Minnesota Rodeo Association. They're going to be battling it out for $20,000 added.
I tip my hat to you, from one legend to another.
A tip of the hat goes out to all of the farm and ranch kids back in school, college kids making a go of it. We wish you the best of luck this year.
And now that's going to wrap it up for today. A big thanks from our crew to yours, Dr. Jamie Corder and Greg Hastings with Neogen, Trevor Bales with Bales Hay Sales for the update. Appreciate it. One of our bullfighters, Brandon Padilla, for calling in to tell us about the Devil's Lake Shootout Rodeo. Mark Vanzie with LivestockMarket.com. Kirk Donsbach, StoneX Financial Incorporated, and the Boss Lady Bec right over there.
A big thank you to our partners, the American Gelbvieh Association, the Tri-State Livestock News, the Farmer and Rancher Exchange and the Fence Post, Abrahamson Rodeo Company, Devil's Lake Shootout Rodeo, Westway Feed Products, Neogen, Allied Genetic Resources, LivestockMarket.com, EquineMarket.com, AuctionTime.com, RFD TV, the Cowboy Channel, and Wrangler.
Crew, so glad y'all came with us one more time as we ranch it up. Be sure to like and follow us on Facebook at Ranch It Up Show. Our email is ranchitupshow@gmail.com. Call and text us 24/7 at 707-RANCH20, especially with those hay prices as we start reporting them. Spread the good word and join us again next week where it's always Tigger approved.
Stay ranchy and ranch it up.